welcome back to my channel. Before we get into the actual video, I wanted to just share some clips from the past few weeks, just random videos that I had on my phone that I honestly wasn't sure where to put, so I figured why not plug them in the beginning of the video. I also wanted to say thank you for being here. Today officially marks 6 months since I've been on YouTube, and although the growth has been very slow, it has been steady. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope I can continue making videos that you enjoy. Today has been one of those days where I've just been feeling so sluggish and tired and unmotivated. It's about 1:15 and I just got off the couch. Haven't really done much today. I made some breakfast. I took the dogs on a walk and then I did a little bit of reading outside, got some sun. Now I just feel like I need to get some movement in. It hasn't been a very productive day, which is fine, right? Like not every single day needs to be go, go, go and checklist and to-do list and all those things. So that's totally fine. I'm giving myself some grace for that. But I also don't feel great. Like I just feel a little bit bored and restless. So I want to get some movement in. I think that'll make me feel better. I really want to try to work on being more in the moment, I guess, because I find myself a lot of the time, if I'm like home, like the idea sounds nice, right? Like the idea of being home and having nothing to do sounds really nice. But then I often find myself, when it comes down to it, kind of just feeling like bored and restless and like not knowing what to do instead of just like enjoying it and being in the moment. And I think it has to do with like the whole like dopamine addiction that our society and that like, you know, this generation is like honestly like suffering from. And I feel it with myself, right? Where it's just, we have difficulty just like sitting still and just being, you know, and I find that with myself where it's just, you want the kind of like instant gratification, whether that's from scrolling our phone, social media, or like a sugar rush, eating like a sweet snack that satisfies like our sugar craving and we get that like hit of dopamine, or, you know, adding items to cart or whatever it is that kind of gives us that like rush of dopamine. And I find myself in that situation a lot, and I'm aware of it and I'm like mindful about it, and I want to do something about it, and I'm trying. And I think that really just kind of involves, well, obviously the first step is like being aware of it, which I very much am, but also just slowing down and trying to be more present and trying to be more mindful. Putting my phone on do not disturb because it's like the biggest distraction, as I'm sure it is for, you know, most of us. So yeah, like I don't have anything to do today, and that's totally okay. I don't necessarily feel like I have to get a lot done to feel, you know, like I've had a productive day. You know, I know that it's okay to just kind of be and to just relax sometimes. So, but right now, like in this moment, I definitely feel my body asking for movement. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then we'll just kind of go with the flow and see what else we feel like doing. Also, I recently learned that creatine monohydrate, so I guess there's 2 types of creatine, HCl and monohydrate. Monohydrate apparently causes you to bloat because it causes your intestines to absorb water, and so it causes bloating. So the one that's recommended is HCl, which is the one that we switched to recently. And I'm curious to see if I notice a difference with this one. I know that there's so much out there when it comes to creatine, and I feel like there's so much like conflicting advice when it comes to this. I also did hear that the bloating is like pretty short-lived, and that once your body kind of gets accustomed to it and used to it, the bloating won't be as bad, or like the bloating will subside. But then I also heard on this podcast, I forget what podcast it was. I don't know, it was one of those like health and wellness ones where he was recommending HCl over monohydrate, and basically mentioned the bloating as being like a really big issue with the monohydrate, and he didn't make it seem like it was anything that would like subside. So I don't know. So after I heard that, I was like, okay, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Like, I don't want any bloating. I already get enough bloating as it is as a woman with my cycle that time of the month. I don't want to add to it. So we recently switched to this one, and we'll see how we like it. Because we have 2 dogs, we have to water the turf every single day. And normally while I do this, I put Nala inside so that she can't like mess around with the water. But today I just felt like letting her have fun and just letting her be a dog. Then my husband got home from work and Nala got so happy to see him. A very sweet girl that I connected with on Instagram actually recently wrote this book about her journey with motherhood, grief, loss, and just struggles that she's had. And it was so touching and heartfelt, and it honestly made me cry. It brought tears to my eyes. And it was just a very beautiful book. So consider checking it out. It's called The Woman I Became Raising You by Natalie McCam.